Hey everybody, TonyScapone here, coming to you live with the Epic Storm, and tonight we're going to be playing some Black Saga Storm. It is a little bit different from what you're used to, though. We're playing main deck Leylines, so don't go anywhere. I just got to get the word out to everyone. I'll be back in just a couple minutes. Alright, hey everyone, we're playing some Black Saga Storm tonight, but we have main deck Leyline. So what the heck is that about? Well, for a while when we had first kind of solved this deck list, we were running Leylines in the sideboard. You'd play a singleton Helm, and then when you needed that package, you brought it in, you'd take out the Ad Nauseam and the Burning Wish, and it was like this kind of transformational. It worked really smooth. It was great. We stopped doing it because there just wasn't that much dedicated graveyard stuff going around, so we stopped doing it. But now we have this menace, Rescaminator, just engulfing the format with outrageous results. It's super powerful, and just trying to think of ways that we can maybe combat it. So it makes sense to me to maybe move into some sort of main deck Leyline situation. And that's what we have here. So we have the Leylines in the helm, and for the most part, it's a Black Saga Storm deck. We've got the abundance of discard. We have a bunch of tutors, not excluding, of course, Beseech the Mirror, which can just go get Helm when we need it, so we don't have to play a bunch of Helms, which would be a little bit clunky if we did. And of course, we still have Saga. We have the normal Beseech Guy's Will lines. We can get a 1-ring. So it's pretty powerful. I played yesterday. I 4-1'd, and I think I punted the first match even. Not like it. I wouldn't have just won had I not punted, but I had a chance of trophying. So, I mean, mostly the power of Black Saga Storm is already still within the deck, so we know how that goes. And then we have some sideboard silver bullets for Urza Saga. We got some removal, and we have room for defense grid because we don't have dedicated graveyard hate in our sideboard that we have to go with. There's a cage, I suppose, but that's really good against green decks too. So we can add some defense grids, which might be overkill. I don't know. This is certainly not perfect. This is something I threw together while I was at work the other day. Tuned a little bit after testing it yesterday, but we're playing Karn the Great Creator. I mean, this is mostly just to be a silver bullet to bring in against artifact decks, one-sided null rod, that sort of thing. As you can see, I don't dedicate anything specific for Karn as far as a Karn board goes. But that's it. That's the deck. I do, of course, want to thank our sponsors, KMC, Card Hoarder, and Moxfield. And I do want to mention that I have my own YouTube, Twitch, Patreon, just started a podcast as well. We got 6 episodes through. Latest episode, episode 6, with Bosch and Roll is our first guest. Brews of Paradise is the name of the podcast, Brews of Paradise, so go check that out. Spotify, any of the major podcast platforms. But again, I stream live on Twitch. I have my own YouTube, and I have a Patreon that does have various sideboard guides And in about a month and a half or so, I will be going full-time, and you will see even more content over the coming months. So check all that out. But let's get into it, huh? Let's go. Let's create a Black Storm of the Saga variety. See y'all in round 1.
Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game.
Oh, thank you, Seth. Someone in chat is letting me know that the link was going to Ruby Storm instead of this list. You are correct. I totally forgot to change that. While we are waiting, it is searching. I'm going to do that. I do apologize. Let's see. Bit unprofessional of me, sorry. And oops. Okay. Way longer than it's supposed to be. No, it's good. Okay, that should be fine. Get the opportunity to confirm that for me. That would be great, Seth. Thank you. You're playing against Artisan in round 1. This is too far. Bosch and Roll episode is fire. Cool, thank you. Yeah, we had a good time. Alright, we're on the play. We have a Leyline. We got a Saga. We got a ton of mana. It's an accelerated Saga that's going to be huge, and Leyline could do things. Not sure that you're supposed to keep hands like this, but for science, I'm going to. Excuse me. Let's just play around discard, right? I own all the cards in this deck, minus some of the sideboard. 100% building this for my next local legacy night. Yeah, it's strong. It's not something that, like, I had to do a ton of testing for. The deck is already well established at this point, and bringing in Leylines and Helm into the main deck is also something that's already established as a sideboard plan, of course, but it's not a huge stretch to just do it in the main deck. It's just the question of, is it actually good enough against the Rescaminator deck? Because they do have all these tempo elements, right? They have Wasteland, they have Bowmasters, they have I guess you can't reanimate a grief, but they can grief you. They can hardcast grief. The Dark Ritual, so this is Doomsday. That's not good. We have to draw Tutor right now. And it can't be Beseech. I had an older build of this deck when Beseech first came out with the Helm combo in the board. Yep. I am, obviously, you don't already know, and I don't mean to say this just to toot my horn, but just in case you don't know, you're watching this and you are wondering, who the hell is this guy? I am the creator of this deck. I think we're gonna die, though. Unless they just really screwed up their pile. Or misclick. Like a thing in 6. And they got us. As expected. It's my first time popping in on one of your streams live. Oh, cool. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for popping in. Alright, grids are going to be good against Doomsday. Karn is going to be medium. Surge node is going to be completely unnecessary. This is almost entirely for Chalice. Needle, also unnecessary. I mean, they play the One Ring, but not always. Certainly not always. Need these. Dismember, I mean, it kills grid, but I'm not really going to be worried about Sholdred. We basically just want grids for more protection so we can plow through their more interactive, you know, force of will, force of negation based hands. We're not going to have... We might have time for Candy Trail. We like shred their hand and then we sit there and don't do anything. Saga goes to fruition. It'd be nice to have. We don't have... Usually, the time that I board this card out, because it is really important, the times that I do board it out is when, like, there's multiple silver bullets that we're just pretty much always going to be getting over Candy Trail. Because then otherwise, it's just a more expensive preordain. I'm a little bit of mana. Beseech. We don't need the swamp. All right. Okay. Keep this. I mean, the Leyline isn't really doing much for us. But we do have a turn 1 Thoughtseize, an accelerated Saga. A decent spot. Alright, they had a ritual Doomsday. Days that we don't care about. Let's take the Doomsday. There's Saga. Saw that land. Alright, what do we got? Battle. Alright. See, this is where I think Candy Trail is going to wind up pretty good for us. Candy Trail's a Saga tutor, right? When would you use it? Yes, exactly. It is a way of increasing inevitability for the deck. One of the things about mono black is that you don't have cantrips, you can't shuffle cards around, you can't brainstorm cards away from your hand. You just don't really have card selection, especially this variant doesn't even have they scooped brainstorm. Especially this variant doesn't even have a bunch of baubles, so you're not like shortening and accelerating through your deck quickly either. So when the dust settles and you don't have action left and you have a bunch of mana in play, or you have much action, no mana, whatever it is, just having a preordain at the end of your saga is awesome. Very helpful. And it's not the worst card to draw. You don't want to draw it. That's not where you want to see it, but it's still fine, right? It's the only, there's a number of cards like this, right? But it's the only one that gives you, it gives you the largest effect without having to spend any mana. So for free, just right off a saga, of all the little 1 mana draw cards. You get a Scry 2 for nothing. Right, we have a lot of discard and we have a Leyline. We have no saga, we have no tutors. This feels a lot like a mulligan already. Oh, this is similar. Yeah, we cannot keep this. Probably the best hand yet. Leyline is in. So frustrating. There's a glaring issue with the chat for YouTube. You'll notice this little thing just is always in the way of the most recent comment. It doesn't matter how you size it. It's, well, if I go way out here, I guess, then all it takes is a longer message. It's just ridiculous, man. Sorry. Rant over. All right, they shuffled the ponder. That's good news for us. Land was not great. I mean, it does accelerate this saga properly, which is nice. But we want to get Hellbent so that we can Infernal Tutor. Lands are not what you want to draw. Come on, man. I even boarded one out, and we're only a 14 land deck. All right. We basically got to hope for their fail rate, right? Or that they just kept a hand with a bunch of forces, which is, I mean, oh, no, stop. Okay, they took a game action. I just F6'd. Oof. That was close. Oh. That is a Thassa's Oracle. That's a 1/3. With a, like, pseudo scry-ish effect. I don't even know what you call that effect. It's not a scry. Oh. Well then. No discard, though. So we make a thing. It is great, but they've done nothing. So they 100% have a force, at least. We can't just go for it. We need to, here's Candy Trail, find us some discard. And then maybe go next turn. I don't want these. Other saga. LED. They're forcing LED. See, their hand is so action light and so force heavy that they don't want us to have 4/4s. Which is really the exact type of hand that can actually get us a win in this game. It's one of the reasons why Saga is so powerful. This could be a Doomsday. Okay. So odds are pretty low that they also have a win. And they're taking 6, 5. So, and we're making one artifact. If we can just find an artifact. I mean, technically we already have one here. 5, 4. Yeah, and if they have the force of will, then they're gonna die to a 4/4. Artifact. Okay. source. Ritual. Ritual. Use Candy Trail 2, 5. Or no, I'm not, because then that makes these smaller. We don't want to do that. Again, if they have to force a will this, they're just dead. Has to be force of negation. That's a force of will. And they said GG's. Good games. Super close. Super close. Wow. What was the card you would have drawn? Earl Tutor. Okay. Hey, we're 1-0. I will see you in round 2.
Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks.
All right, here we are, round 2 against Nausea. We'll keep this hand. They mulligan a 6. So good luck, have fun. Line is in. Let's hope it's good. They threw us a heart. To pass, okay. Unclear, or most likely this isn't great, but could be. What a colored card that I could imprint. I am going to play this Wishclaw. I am going to play Saga. It thinks I have to blow a pedal to do this, but we have now presented 3 very powerful things on turn 1. A Leyline, powerful effect, a Saga that will be accelerated, and a Wishclaw on the stack. Forcing pitching Kappa Cannoneer. Okay. So take cast. This is definitely stopping Emery. So that's good. Other than that, not much. Cryptic Code. Interesting. All right. Not mind drawing an imprintable here. Bobble, they have 2 cards. Press. You can go Saga number 2 and imprint. I think I'm supposed to. I miss out on 1 token by doing this. Next turn, unless I draw Dark Ritual. Which would be sweet. But it also accelerates one of them faster. like 2 turns from now, we'll be making a token. Maybe other wouldn't. I think. Correct. All right. They found their own. Oh no! I'm doing it again. I'm doing it again. Please don't. 6ing. Oof. I think we made it. Oh, that was close. Gotta stop doing that. All right. Dark Ritual would be pretty good here. Oh, yes. Easy game. So easy. I get a ton of tokens. This is a spot where I'm going to get Candy Trail, right? Like, especially when we're not running baubles. But when you are running baubles, normally you get a bauble. You can't draw right away from a bauble. And here, we get to keep the artifact in play even and get a free scry. I don't think... I mean, I could use Candy Trail and then Thoughtseize them, but I think I'd rather just make the other token and actually just bottom this at this point. Don't even have to play Ancient Tomb. And now we have 3 and a 4th token coming before they've even made their first. Now, there could be something wild that comes out of this, but probably not. Not to mention the fact that we have a Leyline in play, so if at any point we find a tutor, we can wind up helming them. Or Tendrils is very lethal. They're at 8. Thick and fast. It was a turn 1 saga, turn 2 saga, and we haven't missed any saga tokens. Basically drawing bricks, but it just doesn't matter. It's another artifact, so I'll take it. I'm just gonna get an LED. And I'm going to play out this Chrome Mox. Now they're all lethal. That's crazy. Attacking with 3 8/8s. Okay. I would assume they have Force of Will. I think Karn is going to be great. Even though it's a piece of trash. I mean, they're definitely different enough build that I don't quite know what's happening. They might not even be playing Chalice, but and Karn kills Chalice, which is nice. I will play Surge Node. I will play Haywire Might. Undecided on Needle. I think I'm gonna play 1. Otherwise, I don't know. I think is. I think I trim on discard. There's probably gonna wind up being a Chalice on 1. Hammer on the draw. Got Cabal Therapy. Trim some Duress. An Opal. With these zeros. Each is clunky enough where I don't mind cutting one. I trim a land. His life total is important, and we only have one Chromox, so I'll just trim one of these instead. Yeah, exactly. Chalice on one can be quite damaging. Grid is just better. Alright, let's go. It's one of my favorite things to do, is cast Dark Ritual in those spots. I mean, often enough you just have it in your hand, but it's great when you draw it in that spot, when you call it. What I like about this hand is it doesn't have issues with Chalice. I'm actually going to keep it. It's pretty mediocre, but what you got to understand, we don't know they're playing Chalice, I guess is one thing, but they probably are. Get a Haywire Might too. And if you mulligan, and then even one of your cards is eating a Chalice, then you're now down to 5. Ooh. You got a Haywire Might? You thought you were gonna put a Haywire Might into play? Go get him. All right. That's a reasonable play. Doesn't hurt us too much. Only have 3 cards. Oh. We want to test them. They probably have a force, but if they don't, they probably lose. The problem is if we went for Beseech, we were going to have to... Well, I guess we could have... Regan is Artifact and Chamber Token. We could have sacrificed Haywire Might. Would have been better. What I like is that they have City of Traders in play right now. They haven't used. They're pretty low on resources. Probably going to wind up blowing it up themselves. 4 opals, enough green sources for Haywire Might. I'm going to buy you in the older build. Well, when are you going to get Bayou? You know, it's not like we're playing Troll of Khazad-dûn. Occasionally you can search for it, sure. But yes, you're most of the time, it's not just 4 opals, it's also Petal. But most of the time you either have it in hand and then you get opal with your Saga, or you get it with Saga and you have a Petal or whatever in hand. Certainly cannot expect perfection from a mono black and colorless, that being 6 colorless lands deck. You just can't. You can play Black-Green Saga Storm or Bug Saga Storm, but those are built differently. Needle. Could have hit their Opal, but they want to needle the Haywire Mite, sure. If we blow up, if we use it in response, we gotta use a petal, and then it's just as effective because we won't have a Haywire Mite. They don't really care about this. There's not much in my deck. I have one ring, right? We have a couple Wishclaw. I have 1 or 2. What did I wind up landing on? Just 1. Yep, they killed their own thing. Did name Haywire Mite. They have 2 cards and they're doing nothing, so presumably those are some sort of permission. Attempt to beseech. No attack. Hull Breacher is not. I feel like I'm gonna get hit by the 3 mana counter. Makes me pay 3 mana. Revise. They just don't have it. Just don't have it, huh? I can go Guy as well, Petal, Ritual, Cabal, Ritual, Karn. Or I can just get the 1 ring. I think they both win the game pretty easily. Guy's Will isn't good against Graveyard Hate. I mean, what else would be in their hand right now? They didn't force. They haven't played anything. It might actually be Graveyard Hate. It might be like a Surgical. So I'm just going to get the 1 ring. You got candy. Another Ancient Tomb. I hope we draw discard spells so that I can be right about them having graveyard interaction in their hand. Oh, I should have candy trailed before the 1 ring. That was bad. That was a bad play. End of the world. Ooh, that feels nice putting that one on the bottom. It's kind of awkward with this tendrils, right? But I guess I'm supposed to put that on top. Let's get this helm out. Patchwork. Petal. I guess that's what they have. They just have petals. No reason to play them. Alright. Well, they're empty-handed. Let's draw. And that's the ball game. And you're dead. Beep boop beep. I'm curious. Memories, force of negations. Yeah, there's nothing too spicy in there. A couple flusters. There is chalice 1, 2. Like, I don't think chalice is great, but it's fine. It is a powerful card, right? I don't get why these decks are like, to me it's either play the card or don't. 2 just seems, and not to, make fun of our opponent here. I'm seeing it all over the place. There's weird numbers of chali all over the place. But hey, we're 2-0, so that's pretty sweet. I'll see you in round 3.
With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? We've made it simple to do so by including a button to rent the entire deck at theepicstorm.com/deck.
So, obviously this deck is mostly, like I said, taking what we used to be doing post board against graveyard decks and just making it in the main deck. But it also, that makes it very similar to the Leyline Helm deck. Now, it was always curious to me, do we want to keep a bunch of discard land drops? It's really close, but I'm going to say no. I'm not going to say yes. I'm going to bottom tendrils. This is going to be a turn 1 Leyline active saga and discard spell. Pretty powerful. But I always found it interesting. Like, I understand Dothy Voidwalker, right? When we're talking about the Leyline Helm deck. I get it. More redundancy, sure. And Bowmaster's, like, it's a good card, right? And then I know a lot of us are playing some number of the heck's it called? Thing that doesn't allow you to tutor the flash creature, opposition agent. But to me, it just feels like it's a combo deck that's doing something super powerful, just jamming random, like, fair threats in it. Joldred, like, these are really powerful cards, so you get away with it, right? They're gonna win you games. They're busted and broken cards. It just never felt optimal to me, though. Now, it may be such that you need those threats. I mean, I get it, right? It's one of the reasons why I want to avoid Walker. Take Molten Collapse. I get it. It's having another angle of attack, so that it makes it difficult for your opponent to interact with you, blah, 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 right? And hypocritical, because here I am playing Saga, and I'm doing just that. The thing with Saga, though, is, one, it's a land. It taps for mana. It's a tutor. It goes and gets stuff. Like, it's modal, right? It is mostly incidental that Saga gives you another angle of attack. There is a cost to playing the card, sure, but it's pretty low. Certainly in comparison to just filling your deck with like 8 to 12 slots of fair cards in your fast combo deck. Enemy dead's going to be a dead card for them. Oh, they drew another one. We got him. Thing with Saga, though, it gets wastelanded. It does, sure. I don't know. I think a mono black, like aggro deck, like similar to what we're seeing in front of us now, is going to be better than just splitting it with Leyline Helm. And then it just, the deck just seems to be split in too many pieces, in my opinion. But it's held together just by the fact that a lot of the cards are really powerful. I guess what I'm trying to say is I think there's a better way to build Leyline Helm. Is this exactly it? I don't know. This is my first stab at it. You know. Not all of us can be Bryant Cook. I don't know what that means. Are you saying that not everyone has the skill to play a Storm deck, so they need to put fair threats in their deck? I mean, I would give the Legacy, community, generally speaking, a little more credit than that. Right, they left the card on top. I don't like that. What I do like is that they're not like a Force of Will deck, and we already have Leyline in play, so any tutor, I guess that isn't Beseech, because that costs 4. Win. I'll tutor. Another one. Now Beseech would win. Something that was in response to something minutes ago. Okay, sorry. All right, deck. That's enough, okay? That's enough. Give me a tutor. Okay. Not a tutor, but I'll take it. Okay. It's tough though. We will go to 8 and then take at least 4. Oh, with Leyline, this doesn't get bigger, right? Into your graveyard. Yeah, you don't have a graveyard. You do, but nothing goes into it. Alright, peace out, Backtard. Thanks for hanging out. Again, they put a card on top. Darcy, okay. It's actually not bad. I'm going to use that before I One Ring. Try 2 is great here. And gaining 3 life is also great. Bunch of mana. I don't think we need any of that. Come on. 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, so now Beseech won't do it. Jeez. Alright. Well, at least the Candy Trail, we did get through a lot of stuff. Effectively at 9. 5. Can't. Good Thoughtseize. I don't think it's worth it though. I don't think it's worth it. It's like not really afraid of anything. If it's Bowmasters, they're gonna cast it anyways. Thomas, what's up? The Menace guys get in. Go to 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna have 10 10s. No way you got 2 bolts. Unclear. They slow roll it, I'm gonna be unhappy. Alright, I'm gonna use Saga first. No use getting a token. I don't think it matters. I'm gonna make a token because it doesn't matter. I'll just use LED before I One Ring. Another LED. Yeah, no reason to Cabal Therapy. I guess they get like cute about Bowmasters. But they wouldn't do that, right? No, just a bunch of animation cards. With the Leyline. Alright, come on. Give me a tutor. Ugh. You drew so many cards. Just nothing. Going out. Going out like this. Oops. Jeez. It was a bummer. Unique grids. I feel like I should just play removal. Maybe not though. Maybe it's just not necessary. I feel like they're gonna take out a lot of their reanimation stuff. So I don't even want to play Cage. I might just keep it. Voidwalker is annoying. I guess Duress isn't really that good, huh? Yeah, I think I'd rather have kill spells than Duress. Triumph is better. What's the reasoning for those two removal spells in particular? Genuinely curious, other than Dismember. The Feed the Swarm and Bitter Triumph? Well, Feed the Swarm can hit enchantments. So it's a card that can still kill things like Collector Roof, which is like the primary target for it, but also overlaps as something that can kill something like Deafening Silence. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. It's so close to perfect, but not quite. And then the other one, again, is a card that can kill Collector Roof, but that also overlaps and can kill Planeswalkers, like Karn. And when you vary cards out of the sideboard, you're varying the card type, card name, what it can do. So you can dodge cards like, and different mana costs. You can dodge cards like Chalice, like Meddling Mage, like Sarah's Emissary, all these cards that care about what the name of the card is, what card type it is, what color it is, what converted mana cost. Color isn't relevant here, but you know what I mean. Alright, Candy Trail, take me home. The basic. And we just hope they don't have discard. Like traditional Black Saga Storm that plays Ad Nauseam has to play Fatal Push instead of Dismember because you can't afford to just life. But Dismember is better. Kills more things more easily. It can be cast off of Saga, Ancient Tomb, and it dodges Chalice on 1, 2, or whatever. It's a 3-drop. Little build your own scry. Darcy. Be a threat. Come on. Alright. There are draws that could be on the top of our deck that would win us the game. But oh wait. You'd have to at least sacrifice one of these LEDs. Then even Beseech, you can't cast it unless you sack both of these. We're looking for Infernal Tutor or Wishclaw. Would be ideal. Meltdown would hurt. A lot. You get Voidwalker. Stalker, okay. Okay, threats. No meltdown. Staying alive. Tomb. On tutor. Even just Helm itself, obviously. But we have 3 Infernal Tutors, 1 Wishclaw. I think I ordered 1 Beseech out. Nope. 3 Infernal Tutors, 1 Wishclaw, 3 Beseech, 1 Helm. That's 8 cards. Win the game on the spot. Not anymore. Pretty sweet art. Well, at least their threats are going to be super slow. It doesn't feel great, but I'm going to cast it. Bolt and a Grief. The Grief is definitely better. But they didn't bolt us. Alright, there it is. Need a mana source. Bolt is incoming. Left it on top. That's a bummer. Probably getting discarded. No. Isn't that cute? Held over a bloodstained mire. And we have plenty of time. Mana source. Helm itself? That was the worst draw. That was the worst draw possible. Man, it's brutal. It's really brutal. So, Dark Ritual is the best draw. Or Soul Land. We have 2 more Ancient Tombs. 6 cards right there. No. They've been pretty smart up until, or up to this point, so I would imagine they're going to take the right card here. Right, because with Tendrils also in our hand, this Tutor, I mean, I guess they technically don't know that. I don't know, we can do Beseech Gaia Will stuff. So we're okay, we're okay. Any mana source here just crushes them. Any non-Cabal Ritual mana source. Any non-Cabal Ritual, non-LED mana source. Hey, The best one. So we tutor. Back one of these. Go get. Siege. Just sack the LED. Guy as well. Cast guy as well. Nice. Even surgical wouldn't have done anything because we have 2 win cons. A close one, but we got there. Yeah, let's run it back. Yeah, I'll take this. And just having free ley lines. What's it like? This is what it's like. They get a grief. They don't get to reanimate. Gotta take beseech. Probably just gonna beat them on the ground. They could have wasteland, obviously, but decent start. No threat. It's a little bit alarming. They probably have a 2 mana threat then. We will be thought seizing you. We haven't even seen Bowmasters yet, right? There's no way they're not playing it. Just no way. Yeah, there it is. Oh, they'd rather cycle Troll. Could take it. Yeah, like I don't care too much about Bowmasters, right? We can get them to stumble just for a second. Even just for a turn or two. Bummer. They just drew it. What a bummer. No, I want to play this out so Bowmasters can't kill my dude. A close game. It's a close game, but we have a Leyline in play and our whole deck is full of tutors. Really? That's fine. I didn't think they'd go for that over Bowmasters, but it's fine with me. Yeah. I would have attacked if I were them. I'm not going to trade a construct for a Darcy that's forever going to be a 1/1. Therapy. Now we can kill the Bowmasters. Make a dude. Like, what card in this spot would be better than Candy Trail? Like, otherwise you're getting Mox Opal, but I think Candy Trail is great here. Want those? Goodbye, Bowmasters. Last time we knew about the Voidwalker, and then we bought therapy them and named Voidwalker, and they had drawn another one, and they said in the chat, bruh, if there's another Orcish Bowmasters and we got them again, you know they're gonna wind up saying, bruh. Oh! Oh my god! Oh my god. Oh, jeez. Somebody call the police. Somebody help. We need help. We need an ambulance. They didn't say anything this time. They're speechless. Oh, that was so mean. How are they not scooping yet? That would have just been so demoralizing for me. Another artifact. We'll take it. Yeah. Holy crap. That was sweet. We're 3-0. 3-0. We are cruising. I'm going to see you in round 4. I got to use the restroom, so when this ad is over, I won't be back just yet, but I'll be back shortly, and I will hit the search.
Want early access to articles at theepicstorm.com? Become a member of our Patreon to get articles 7 days early, on top of other sweet benefits, and help us pay our website team. You can sign up at patreon.com/theepicstorm.
All right, we're back. We're on the play. Excellent, excellent. This hand is reasonable enough. Accelerated Saga, it's working towards these tutors. We have not the best discard spell, but Question is, do we fire it off? I think the answer is yes, because we are pretty much committed to using our mana for Saga next turn. In most circumstances. Oh, I should know what this opponent plays. I've played against them so much. Just can't. I'm gonna name Thoughtseize. For whatever reason, I feel like they're not a blue player. I don't want to get Thoughtseized, so let's name Thoughtseize. Okay, well, obviously they have Force of Will. I don't know why you would ever just tell your opponent that you for sure have Force of Will. Are a blue player. Given that they're gonna pending my Chrome Mox, I guess I don't play Saga first. Oh, dang. Zero Leyline. So that's okay. Colonel Tutor. What misclick? So they're gonna be able to Narset here. I could have Cabal Therapied them, but Narset isn't really that good when you have a token. Anyways, we can just kill it, attack it. Two unknowns. Are you talking about the Force of Will that they like took back? Because that's not a misclick. You have to make 2 clicks to do what they did. They knew exactly what they were doing. They were gonna force it, and then they decided not to. Take both anyways, so I'm just gonna tap this one. Trail or Opal? I think I want Opal. Yeah. We have to strip this Day's Undoing, so we are gonna Cabal Therapy. Like Beseech for the One Ring. Make a dude. Back Narset. Doing. Get snappy. Another Narset. Gonna use Infernal Tutor. It over. Oh, you were reversed 5 minutes. Watch the sweet therapy. The old 5-minute delay. Now you're live. Snap. Okay. Draw. Oh, they're gonna hit Opal. Huh. Just win. If we get LED, we're gonna have 3, 6. We can Infernal Tutor for our third Beseech. Then Beseech for Guy as well. Which will allow us to replay one of our lands. Because we're gonna have 0 floating at that point, right? 3, 6, 4. Beseech down to 0. Guy as well. Replay a land is 1. Replay LED is 4. Infernal Tutor can get LED is 5 mana. And then we can Beseech Tendrils. Storm is so. IT. Beseech. Will. LED. IT. LED. Beseech. We can Beseech again. Tendrils. Short. Beseech can cast. Oh, I think we can. One of our Beseeches can get Cabal Ritual. We're gonna have enough. 4, 5. I'm just gonna do it. Here. Bargain. As well. As well. Oh, scooped it up. I'm not sure that we had it yet. We have to go to 8. Go to 7 cards, and then Beseech can't actually get Cabal Ritual. Or it can, but it doesn't go up on mana. And we actually didn't even have another Beseech in the deck. Didn't chain more Beseeches. I don't think they were dead, but we'll take it. Alright, so grids. Don't want card. So feels interesting, but probably not. Where might we have to play? Deafening Silence. Siege is bad. They're bad. They're Triumph. Reasonable. If it's good enough. I don't think it is actually good enough. Or grids and Haywire might. And 1 Beseech. Mox is really bad against them. Makes Opal a little bit worse. Be trimming a land. Ball Ritual. Mostly mana. We'll try this. Could really use that land. I mean, his hand is pretty good if it draws a land. They're on 7. I think I have to keep this and hope we draw into mana. Maybe not. It's just too much. It is not bad. Wait. As much as Brainstorm is a pain in the butt, oh shoot. That tells me they have a null rod or something. Silence. Lavinia. Calling me. No way they're gonna nail this. Guarantee you they messed this up. I mean, there's too many things to name. Yeah. You had 2, 4, 6 for 2 mana post Infernal Tutor. Gotta actually get some stuff out there first. Energy Flux, okay. That's mostly what they were protecting. now. Make them use their swords if they want to get rid of it. Pretty good. They have one unknown. We have 3/5/7, 5 mana post IT. Can't beseech. Don't have a Leyline in play. Guess we get the One Ring. Metal Image is actually kind of annoying, huh? Like, it's in play for good. Problem with the One Ring is it's gonna kill us slowly. Might screw up these tokens, but I'm still gonna cast this ring. Your one unknown draw is actual factual counter spell. Wow. And by that I mean token speed. Do I hold this back to block so I can gain life? I guess attack. Oh my god. Outrageous. I'm outraged. For showing up to us. Gonna make tokens. They don't get another white source. I can discard their other swords. We'll have one token that gets free. Didn't attack. Don't you plan on killing it? Get it. Down or something? I don't end this play. Another one. The rest is actually looking real good now. Energy flux. Number 2? Energy flux number 2. What's going on over there? I'm gonna roll the dice, but pretty risky dice to roll. Like, just hit this, just duress the swords. Hope they don't draw a mana source. That would be a little too risky for me. Slightly a little too late. Yep, swords thing. Alright, we're hoping to draw an artifact. Now they attack. Uh-oh. Attack again. Don't want to protect their nut. Get rid of the Narset? Snapcaster. There's not. Why they're trading. Because if they're unwilling to actually block this thing. Storm. Really want this in play, but we're just on such low resources. I suppose it doesn't take too much to beseech. I mean, there is a Narset in there, right? They didn't fetch. Yeah. Did not shuffle at any point. All right. Still trading. Cards in hand. Other horrendous draw. Don't think we win this. Finally, they stop. Give me a 0 drop. That's not terrible. Romox pedal, LED. Anything. Really played their Narset. I think they should have played this like 3 or 4 turns ago. Pedal? That works. Just too much card selection. Too much card selection. I mean, they shouldn't really be that worried about Beseech the Mirror now that they have Deafening Silence in play. Which they, by the way, have a bunch of permanent hate. It's not going to be easy. Still value their Meddling Mage more. I have to end step the Brainstorm. They don't have to, but Deafening Silence says they should. They fetch land and pass because you don't have anything. We're dead. 5. We need Candy Trail into Saga. Not do it. Close though. Feed the Swarm can kill both Meddling Mage and Deafening Silence, so I'm actually going to play that. Might have Lavinia too, so maybe Bitter Triumph is just actually good. There's a fair amount of targets. Pokeball ritual. Seems like too much. Play feed this one. So that's it. Yeah. In place. Let's see, the worst thing for us would be Meltdown. Red. Red is in. Right, Candy Trail. Don't fail me now. Me now. All right. You don't have mana for Beseech, but any other tutor would be great. Static ending. Mox. Probably hit Candy Trail, but they don't know that, I guess. Okay. Yeah, let's Duress. What if they had a force? What if they had one? Wasteland or Meddling Mage? What's it gonna be? Oh, notice the one land that we didn't know about. The one card that they drew into play. Although I guess that's reasonable. You want to keep your fetch land. Colonel Tutor. I think we want to use Candy Trail now while we can. Well, did name what would be our best draw, or would have been. We're in trouble. We don't have a Saga going. We don't have much of anything, honestly. Trick Bind. Really want to draw Saga. Oh no. None of the 3-drops are good for us. Just fetch for no reason. You're not drawing well. Saga. Beseech. Now they have Counterspell up, so we're gonna hit that with Cabal Therapy. Alright, one Dark Ritual away from victory here. That's terrifying. They have a ton of hateful permanents. No shuffle. Probably a force. That's an Infernal Tutor. Pretty good in this spot when your opponent doesn't have a Meddling Mage on Infernal Tutor. Fortunately, they do. Nice if I had that Bitter Triumph back. I think we're gonna need discard to get through this. They have a Trick Bind up too, which is awkward. For us. We can't just like mini tendrils to stay alive. Yup. The one I was afraid of. I pay 2 for each. That one wipes us out. They did tap wrong. I don't have Trick Bind up. So close. I mean, I'm not gonna hold this. There's no... Oh my god. It's possible that if we held this, we could use it next turn. Didn't even wasteland us. I think a Trick Bind going anyways. Yeah, they're gonna waste us. We need a ritual, and we need them to not have any force. Your name's fine. Trick Bind 2 unknowns. Need to not have a force. Grid does not do anything for us. Dead. Yep, they get lethal. Alright, we drop down to 3 and 1. I will see you in the final round.
The best legacy podcast? That would be Eternal Glory featuring myself, Bryant Cook, alongside Brian Cobal and Phil Gallagher. We're available on all major podcast platforms and YouTube.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I mean, we were, I think, quite favored for a lot of those games. Or, like, just during those games, we were favored a lot of the time. And deck feels pretty good, though. Obviously feels a lot better when you start with a Leyline in play. We haven't like played against anything dedicated yet. Or is that like mono black mid range deck? That's about the closest thing. We haven't had to play against Rescaminator yet. What's nice about this deck is that it might just be better against tempo all around, because Leyline is actually pretty good against tempo. Well, you could keep this and spend Gaia's Will, but I'm not gonna. Wow, this is also terrible. It is a turn 1 Thoughtseize, and then it's a bunch of land drops. This is not great, but I'm going to keep. I'm going to put this duress down. Opponent says, hi, go look, have fun, don't wheel me, thanks. Hey, what's up, Brandon? How you doing? They're on 5 as well. I'm going to play these out. The reason I play these is because there's really not that much pending out there anymore, but there's certainly more. There's a reasonable amount of chalice and discard. So this is mono red. The greatest start here, but if we find a way to cast this One Ring this turn, say we're slightly favored. That does it. I don't even have to use this dark ritual. I like that. All right, lots of mana. Let's go. No lock piece, please. Fourth Airlingus. Archon, cool. Immediately hits a lock piece. I don't think we have any outs here. Saga's not going to be fast enough, and I don't actually have any removal. We would have had an easy kill. I have 7, I guess. It takes 3 spells. That's frustrating. All right. Game 2. We got the Dismembers. We got the Feed the Swarm. We got the Bitter Triumph. We've got Surge Node. Arn. And blows up Chalice as well. Haywire Might. These are all very good against them. Here's an example of a time that I'm definitely cutting Candy Trail. Generally speaking, I don't have enough time for it. Plus, Surge Node and Haywire Might are almost always going to be searched out rather than Candy Trail. Definitely cutting some discard. Feels awkward on the play because it is good on the play, but Still want to do it. Fine. Care about that. Sees you. An Archon, they have Shall I? Don't care about. So I don't really care about Archon too much. I'll take Spirit Guide. Turn on Archon. Sure. Zero. Take Chromox in their hand. It's good. Bummer. Keep the rituals to make tokens. I think that's the play. We could have burned one this turn. And hoped in the next two draws I'd draw a land. Not terrible, but it's on one. That actually hurts. Right. That is awkwardly painful. Give me a land, please. Brutal is that. I mean, these aren't going to do anything, and then we're going to put them up to 3, which would cause problems. Eventually. But the caverns are going to help. Yep. Dead. And now you show up. Still happy it's there. Take a mana. Then you go Surge Node. Put on this one. We can play out Chromox. Play out Opal. Saga. Helm. But if you ever wonder why this card's in the deck, that is why. You have 3 cards, one's a Chromox. No initiative. We like that. Eat the artifact land. What does this read again? Target opponent mills a card, then repeats this process until a creature card or X cards have been put into their graveyard. Way. 4 more creature cards are put into the graveyard this way, sacrifice Helm. But one of the battlefield can't be 0. So we can. Does it sacrifice? Sacrifice Helm of Obedience and put it. Okay, so if you find something, it does sacrifice. Interesting. If you don't find anything, it doesn't, right? If one more creature were put into. Yeah. Is it a May? How many times do I have to read this to? No. So if you find like an Archon, you have to put it into play. So that is pretty awkward. Dungeoneer. Guess it's worth putting these to 2. It could be awkward for us. I don't really have any 3s, right? We have actual 0 3s, so putting it up to 3 is perfect for us. Be an awkward spot this very turn where the putting them to 2s might hurt us. Helm them for 1. I don't think so. Actually, for a couple turns. I don't think this is worth doing. We can do them one at a time. That's what you do. I'll do this, and then do it again next turn. I think it's worth Helm. Thing. Wire might. Much reason though. We already have the chalice under control. I just get LED so I can pop off harder. Well, then I'll want Leyline gone. Yes. Two, three, four, 5, 6, 7. Barrel Tutor may not work without LED. Alright. Ooh, jump skis. Swamp. Three. Scooped it up. I like it. Right? Game 3. Final game of the league, right? Yeah. Anything else I want? I want Candy Trail over Thoughtseize on the draw. I think these are better. Maybe not. Yeah, let's do that. Of course, we have Nazis in the opener. Oh, okay. I'm keeping this hand. Obviously, if they go turn 1 lock piece, it's not great for us. But there's really not many hands that is going to be great for us, you know? And if it is Chalice as their primary lock piece, we draw land, we just bust right out of it and turn 1 them. Milda 6 kept Ass. What? Bruh. Have it protected too. Bruh. The old turn 1 protected. I mean, it is a pain in the ass. Guys will. You're just more patient. Well, no, we thought seize them force the action. 7. Yeah, I mean, we just naturally rules them now. Each chain. Double Stony Silence. That's a hand of cards. Wow. Opponent has a lot of hatred in their heart. That much is for sure. Siege to Siege. Into the tendies. Hold off a nice little 4-1. And the match we lost was definitely like winnable. Not like due to a mistake, it just the draws got super awkward. We got there with the 4-1. Pretty good. So granted, the list I ran yesterday was only slightly different, so it's basically the same deck. But I also 4-1'd yesterday. So, gee, get back. Here we go. So pretty good results. I mean, this list is 8-2. I still haven't played against Rescaminator with it, which is the whole point of the deck. Or not the whole point, but I want to reiterate the point that I think this might be better against tempo than any of the other Black Saga Storm builds. Leyline is pretty good against tempo. It's a little bit weird because when we were running Leyline, we didn't bring it in post-board against tempo, but that's only because the plan was largely imperfect as a sideboard, like juke, right? Not total juke, but it made things not as efficient as they need to be against something like tempo, but it was very good against something like Reanimator, the Epic Gamble, stuff like that. But when we play it in the main deck, we can tune it to be a lot more efficient, and I think, I don't know, but I think this might be quite good against tempo. It has felt good. 9 discard and 4 grid is probably excessive. There is a lot of room to play with in the sideboard. But I'm going to continue. As long as Rescaminator continues to be a massive problem, I will continue to try to iterate on this because I do think there is something here. Something very serious and powerful. I mean, most of this is already solved from previous iterations. It's just a slight variation that maybe can give us an edge on what is a massive problem in the meta right now. But that's going to be pretty much it for me. I do want to reiterate my thanks to our sponsors, of course, KMC and Card Hoarder and Oxfield. And I do want to mention once again that I have my own YouTube, TonyScapone, Twitch, Patreon, and just started a podcast about 5 or 6 months ago. We are on episode 6. It is called Brews of Paradise. It is myself, Punishing Waterfalls, Killaby, and Newton. We just had our first guest in episode 6, that being Bosch and Roll. Our next guest is going to be Cyrus CG. Sure we'll have Bryant on at some point as well. So super stoked for that. Been enjoying doing that. So go check that out, would you? And of course, check out the Epic Storm, all they have to offer with both their website, this YouTube channel here. We don't do any live streaming on Twitch, but of course we are here live right now on YouTube. You will find Jordan on Thursday night streaming. And whether, I think tomorrow, maybe on Wednesday or early Thursday morning, whatever, they put out a poll so you get to influence what Jordan will play. And if you sign up on the YouTube, there's a bunch of sweet perks there, so please check that out. That's going to be it for me. Keep on storming, y'all.